Yeah, that's our good buddy Kane. He's just chilling. He's just vibing. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get started, shall we? I'm looking forward to this. Why did Jax look like he was like Fortnite-ified with that scarf and everything? Very Jonesy. I like already out the gate, the art and everything. Like I've been following the official Instagram account for these devs, and the work they've been putting in is astonishing, really. You put on a dusty headset that had been sitting nearby on an old computer. To your surprise, it still works. No menu, no sound, no game selection. You had no idea what to expect while waiting for it to load. You're surrounded by darkness, and for a few seconds, you wonder if there's even anything to play. A buzz of static catches you off guard, until the surrounding void suddenly flashes into a blinding light. Ooh, you look at this. Your vision comes to a few moments later, disoriented groan leaving your mouth. Bleary eyes try to look past the spots blinding your vision. And as it gradually comes into focus, you find yourself immediately assaulted by eye-piercingly bright blues, yellows, and reds. You find yourself standing in what resembles the inside of a giant circus tent. You stand in awe, staring at the floating cubes, plastic tubes, and strangely stacked toy blocks. When suddenly, crack! A loud sound nearby sends you stumbling as a figure materializes from thin air.
Well, butter my beloved and smack my sclera, if it isn't a new human!
You'd bumped into a short something that is now defying gravity right above you. Wicked reverence. Literally anytime anyone says defying gravity, it's automatically a Wicked reference. You stare up at the massive pair of chompers with eyeballs, trying to understand just what you're looking at.
Welcome to the amazing digital circus!
His voice booms out across the colorful backdrop, and his spoken words appearing in bold, colorful letters above him.
My name is Kane, and I am your ringmaster around here. I can't tell you how delighted I am to finally see a new face here in my circus.
The hyperactive dentures keeps his two mismatched eyes on you like glue, unblinking, unmoving. All you can do is stare in stunned silence as you attempt to catch up and process all that's going on around you. While you're still trying to make sense of everything in front of you, you decide to express... if this was genuinely me, I would be like interested, because I'm like, I love VR games, so I'm not taking the headset off. Kane puffs out his chest with pride, his mouth forming into what assumed to be his version of a smile. Your curiosity for the circus had him preening, as if you'd just given him some unspoken form of praise.
I'm so glad you asked! There's so much to show you!
His arms flail around in all directions before looking back at you, large eyes somehow having grown all the larger.
By the by, how should I address you?
You think for a moment and suddenly realize you can't remember your own name. Your anxiety starts growing as you seem to have forgotten who you are.
Ah, no worries. I'll make sure to give you a name that goes all according to that avatar of yours.
He flourishes his cane, giving a dizzying spin before pointing at your chest with it. You still don't know why you can't remember your name. Your every attempt feels as if a wall of static is prohibiting your ability to recall. You hesitantly go with the flow for now. He looks ecstatic, clicking his heels together in the air where he was already floating.
Wonderful! I promise you will have a great time here. I gotta show you around. We gotta give you a name.
He stops in place, upper jaw raising as if he'd remembered something. An unreadable look crosses his face before his eyes spontaneously point in opposite directions.
Jumpin' jackhammers! In all the hullabaloo, I'd completely forgotten we were in the middle of a hardcore hide-and-seek game.
We? You start to ask, but cut yourself off? He snaps his fingers. A strange board game with his face on it materializes out of nowhere and falls to the ground.
If you don't mind waiting for me for a bit, I'll be back with you in a moment. I promise. Just don't go anywhere, okay? I want to be the one to show you around. Little me game for you to play in the meantime. See you around in a bit. Toodaloo!
Oh, hi, Leon.
Hello. Hello, Leon.
Kane vanishes, and there's a deafening silence all around you. A quick look over your shoulders, and you can see how big the place is. You could listen to Kane and wait for him. There's also so many strange-looking areas that caught your attention. Let's see. Interesting. Interesting how there's stuff grayed out. I wonder if, like, they're encouraging multiple playthroughs, and it's like there's a lore reason that you can't do this yet, but I kind of want to see what the board game has in store. There were missing pieces inside the box, yet the game seemed to not make sense anyways. You put out the board, displaying it on the ground, and try to pass some time. After a while, you're already bored. Not even the instructions were any help. With the box open in front of you, you take a deep breath. Everything's quiet.
How's the game going, honey pops? Beautiful to see you still hanging right where I left you.
He had broken the silence with a loud pop, and all the board pieces had gone flying all over the floor. With a snap of his fingers, the board and pieces vanished from view. You question him about the other players inside the circus, and he gives you a casual look and a wave of his hand to brush it off.
They are all fine. Just resting after a great adventure. Don't you worry. You'll get to meet them all.
Kane offers his hand to me. Look, so cute! The artists did such a good job on this game. Oh my god.
But first, a tour, just for you. A great welcome is needed. Ah, and a name. Come with me.
He grabs you swiftly, lifting you up in the air beside him. There's 5 endings. Ooh. Okay. Good to know. Wait, what? Wait, what? Kane looks back at you, a big grin on his face, while you two fly above the circus tent.
I'm so glad that you're here. It's nice to have a friendly new face around. We're gonna have so much fun together.
Why are they dead? What? I just got here. I guess that's what I get for trusting him. But I don't know, his new favorite. Aw, I'm Kane's new favorite. Yay. Okay, let's see here. Let's try to not have them all get killed this time, shall we? I wonder if you can take the headset off the moment you get the... Because I don't want to anger Kane. I feel like that's gonna be a separate run.
Butter my beloved.
What, buttering their beloved right now? Read through all this already. Kane watches you pull at your head. You struggle for a few seconds as you quickly realize there's nothing to take off. Panicked and confused, you ask for a way to disconnect yourself from the game.
Disconnect? This place is fun. I promise you, there's so much we can do. Anything you want. As wacky as you can imagine. And you still gotta meet all the others, am I right?
He nudges your arm incessantly in an effort to convince you to just go with the flow of the game. You notice his fingertips tapping rhythmically on his cane, his eyes not leaving you. He insists that you experience the game. Give it a chance. You decide to... I feel like this is going to be a short ending if I do this like the last one. Kane's eyes darken, his body language becoming noticeably anxious. Though you can't quite make it out, you're sure you can now hear him mumbling to himself.
Why does everyone always... What am I doing wrong? Is it me? Am I not likable enough?
Trying to compose himself, he looks at you with a fake smile as he delivers the bad news.
Aha, yes, an exit. Right. You see, there is no exit. Not that I know of, at least. Haven't seen one around, I'm afraid. At least, not with any I've come up with.
He lets out a frantic, jittery laugh, or shooting you with an intense stare.
I'm sorry to tell you, but I won't be able to help you with that. But what about we instead show you around for now? Learn your way around the circus. Introduce you to our many exciting locations.
Though he continues on with his booming voice and showman presentation, you can't help but feel as if there's a lingering anxiety that seems to loom over him. You feel suspicious. You can't believe there's no exit to speak of. There's a clear desperation in his actions, a persistent nagging in his desire for you to try this circus game. You insist you'll find a way out. Kane's eyes start glitching, the colors alternating between blues and reds. He's obviously enraged.
Oh, so another troublemaker, are we?
A big hand goes to grab you.
Well then, I can't let you off my sight then.
Wouldn't it be out of my sight? A popping sound, and then suddenly you are fitting inside his suit's pocket. Oh no. He opens it up with one finger to look down at your tiny self, now trapped in there.
I'm keeping you with me until you learn to behave.
Oh my god, the little ribbit candies! Okay, I was right. That is a short ending. I do love these endings so far. What was I just about to say? Oh, like that part reminded me of like that one episode of Adventure Time where Finn's just like, or where Marceline's just like, Finn, I never realized you had a shirt pocket. What's it for? What's in there? He's like, oh, this? Jake's in there. And then he opens up the pocket and Jake just turns around and farts. That's me. I'm the Jake in that scenario, and Kane is Finn. So we got two out of 5 endings. The designs make me so happy. Put on a headset, blah, 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 blah. Your vision comes to a few moments later. A disoriented groan leaving your mouth. Bleary eyes trying to focus. Yes, yes, yes. Crack.
What are my Solera? Amazing digital circus. Blah, blah, blah.
Gonna be so for real, I only remember one episode of Adventure Time from the probably 7 I've seen as a kid. Hyperactive dentures, yes. I'm gonna go back to expressing interest, because that's what my honest reaction would be. Kane puffs his chest with pride.
So much to show you! By the by, how shall I address you?
Think for a moment and suddenly realize you can't remember your own name. Go with the flow. Okay, so now this is where we'll diverge. Right in front of you, on a faraway wall, you spot what looks like an open vent. It's barely visible, with giant colorful cubes blocking it from view. You walk towards it, worried that Kane might come back and find you sneaking around. The vent is indeed open, as you thought. Big enough for a person to fit in. Okay, right off the bat, I'm creeped out because I am very claustrophobic, and as a kid I used to have nightmares of being trapped in a vent and not being able to move forward or backwards, like just being stuck and just dying slow painful death of like starvation or suffocation. So this is gonna be interesting. Had someone used it? Was it a game's secret achievement? You ponder it for a minute, then reminding yourself that you are inside a game. You crouch inside to investigate. As the opposite of that as a kid, I used to dream of living in vents. That's kind of crazy. I'm talking vents that were so small that like you literally could not move your limbs to crawl around. Oh, look at all the gloinks and the gloink queen! You notice the wall textures flicker and polygons jut out in odd angles, forming gaps within the vent. The gaps themselves are big enough to see what lies beyond the white expanse. You guess that no one has tested out this part of the map yet? It also seems rather dirty in here, with cobwebs and strangely shaped objects that also have faces. Perhaps that's why Kane didn't want you to explore? You peer through one of the holes and you get an unnerving feeling that you're being watched. Suddenly, something slithers into your peripheral as a multitude of eyes open and glare back at you from all directions. A booming voice rumbles through this vent.
Another colorful character? In the presence of the glowing queen? Despicable.
The eyes glare accusatory as if the very sight of you disgusts them. You take a moment to formulate a response. I think it's best to act polite. The creature's eyes narrow as it looks you up and down. You get the impression it's trying to figure you out in some way.
You must be new here. I have not seen you around like the other things.
Take this opportunity to get some answers. What do you know about Kane? The glowing queen's eyes widen when you mention his name.
You You speak of the mad teeth god that bore this world into existence. The same god that made me and my kin, but it matters not. For he too shall become a gloink in due time, like everything else.
The Gloink Queen stares past you as if she's seeing this future unfold between her very eyes. It's rather disconcerting to you. You take this moment to slowly crawl away through the vent. You climb down carefully out of the vent onto the soft carpet below. Sound of rumbling emanating from the vent. Whatever that creature was, you're glad you didn't make it mad. Oh, I wonder if there was like an ending where she gets mad at me and eats me and turns me into a gloink. I love the little red bunny that keeps popping up around here. So who's... Oh, wait, I know. Okay, I follow the artist whose OC that is on Instagram. That's a cool little reference. And I'm betting that this little red rabbit is also probably a reference. Either way, you look around to find your bearings. Seems that you're in a shabby-looking hallway, past its prime. Muck and grime stain the walls as the wallpaper peels away, revealing strange blinking eyes. You try not to acknowledge them. Instead, you wander the hallways, locked doors lining either side, each one adorned with a funny-looking character, starting to feel more like a hotel for cartoons rather than a circus. A thought crosses your mind. Why are there so many doors with red X's on them? The question presses heavily in your mind. Suddenly, you are snapped out of your thoughts by the sound of voices. It seems to be coming from further down the hallway. No other options, you head towards them. Maybe they can help you get out of this place? It's better than having the company of doors at the very least. Voices become clearer and clearer as you pick up the pace, until you eventually round the corner and... Wham! Jingle jingle. You had run directly into something small and colorful. The sounds of jingle bells ring out echoing through the hallways as you fall backwards to the carpet. Oh my god, there she is. Slightly dazed, you slowly look up and see a small jester rubbing their head in pain. Next to the jester is a person-sized chess piece, kneels down, concerned.
Are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
Wait, I am?
Oh. The chess piece looks down at his own floating hand. His eyes slowly drift in 2 different directions as he begins to count them in a panic. 1, 2, 3. He seems rather empty-headed.
Oh, good news! Turns out I have 4.
The jester slowly stands up, giving herself a brief dust-off. The jester's eyes go wide as they focus on you with full attention. Tension fills the space as you both look at each other. You get the odd feeling that they're about to try and fight you. Ah, she's tiny. She's like half my height. I could take her. In a fight? In a fight? Anyways, the jester puts themselves between you and the chess piece, slowly backing away with them, tugging into the chess piece's robe. Kinger, we need to get going. Now.
Oh, perhaps they're here to see my insect collection.
The jester shakes their head as they continue to step back, not breaking eye contact with you. You step forward, try to explain your situation. 1 second you were putting on the headset, and the next you were talking with a teeth man. And everything else. Your head starts to ache just thinking about it. And you grab it as if trying to yank something off. You start to curl into yourself. I mean, why can't you take it off? Is this even real? A small hand grasps onto your own. You look up to see the jester looking at you with some concern. Hey, it's okay. Take it easy. I'm sorry about that. We thought you were one of the NPCs. I love, like, maybe it's just my autistic brain, but I love how the font for the Pomni's name looks like the same font as Sonic's name. That makes me happy. The reassuring tone in their voice helps you calm down. You felt like you were losing yourself for a second. You're fine. I'm Pomni, by the way. And that over there is Kinger.
Who?
Kinger frantically looks behind him. You stare in sheer bafflement. Pomni's gaze stays on you. Her gaze? On me? During Pride Month? So, What's your name? You try to answer, but nothing comes to mind. Where a name should be, it's just a blank space. Wait, he didn't give you one? She trails off, brow furrowing in thought. How about we call you, Rookie for now? Sounds good? Your mouth plays with the sound of the new name. It feels right, at least for the time you're here. Pomni brightens up. Pomni would love Sonic. Pomni would like Sonic. Gangle would love Sonic and have an OC for sure. Well, it's nice to officially meet you, Rookie. She lets out a small chuckle. However, her face droops down into a frown. She looks back up at you with a sorrowful expression. Sorry you had to end up here at a time like this, but we really gotta get moving before he finds us. You're confused and ask who she's talking about. Kane. Kane? The big teeth guy? You recall your first meeting with him was unexpected. Despite the chaos regarding just about, well, everything, he seemed harmless, if not incredibly eccentric. You fall into step aside Pomni and Kinger as they both begin to make haste down the hall. You ask what Pomni meant about Kane finding you. Well, he's upset and unstable. More than usual. It started with the little things, the strange glare or mean comments, but now I think he's trying to... Pomni trails off as she fidgets with her hands. She snaps back to looking at you. But we're trying to find a way to fix him. Kinger thinks there's something up with his base code. You look over at Kinger, who's currently staring at a bright... You look down at Pomni, skeptical. She lets out an awkward laugh. He's smarter than he looks. Trust me, we wouldn't have gotten this far without him. Pomni smiles weakly as she turns to him. He continues to stare at the light. Pomni, are you seeing these white dots in this light? You feel that without your help, these two might not complete their goal, but do you really want to get roped into something like this? You just want to go home, after all. Against your better judgment, you take a deep breath and offer to help fix Kane somehow. You don't actually know what the plan is. Perhaps you should have asked before agreeing. Pomni looks up with surprise and relief. It seems she was hoping you would stay and help. Well, I'm glad you want to help. Especially since you just met us. Thanks. The three of you continue on your journey down the various hallways. You notice Pomni's eyes dart around trying to find something. She notices you looking at her. Oh, we're keeping an eye out for doors that this key fits into. They appear randomly, and hopefully one will lead us to Kane's control room. That's what Kinger thinks, anyways. Suddenly there's a loud whack. Kinger smacks his head into a large door, surprising both you and Pomni. Oh god, Kinger, are you okay? I'm not Oak, but the door is. Oh. You stand in front of a large oak wooden door, engraved with vines and a weird grinning bubble. Pomni lifts up her key and tentatively slots it into the door's keyhole. She pauses and looks back to you. This place isn't exactly safe, so be ready for anything. You give her a nod in confirmation. She turns the key and swings open the doors. On the other side is a rather fancy trophy room with a roaring fire and comfortable sofas. It would be a nice place to stay if it wasn't for the freaky mounted heads on the walls that glare down at you. Interesting that Pomni's isn't here. Though strangely, one of the mounted frames doesn't have a head. Instead, just a small plaque with a familiar name. Pomni grimaces as she looks up at them, her hands beginning to fidget even more than before. Well, not the room we were looking for, but it could lead us to it. Any ideas, Kinger? Kinger wanders off to one of the sofas and sits down on an especially comfy one. You know, I think this is made with crocodile leather. The good stuff. He begins to lean back, body pressing into the pillows of the sofa as he lets out a content sigh. Pomni lets out a sigh as she still fidgets. Well, I suppose it's okay to take a rest for a bit. We can wait a while. Pomni sits down on her own sofa. You see, as her whole body loosens, as it looks like she's about to pass out, you wonder how long she's been up running about. They both are rather worn out. The more you look at them, or perhaps you can ask some questions. I'll ask about the key. Keegan or Keygen? Oh, it's a Keegan. Kinger was able to make it earlier to help us access doors that came as locked. It's like those serial numbers you put in to activate a program you bought. Well, sometimes you don't need to buy it. Yeah. Pomni gives a knowing smirk. You suggest that's pretty much how a normal key works, but digital. Oh, I guess that is a simpler way of putting it. Kinger told it better when he was explaining it to me. Pomni awkwardly glances away, embarrassed. Like I said before, the plan is to reach Kane's control room. Hopefully, there's something in there we can use to fix his code. If everything is still the same there. Is there anything else you wanted to ask? You are about to ask further when suddenly, wham! You hear the doors slam behind you. What? Pomni rushes towards the door, key up front to try to open it. However, as soon as she enters the key, it emits a loud error sound. Uh-oh. Womp womp. Oh my god, look at her little face! Oh, look at her face! Guys, I think we have a problem. The fire roars as flames bellow out from the fireplace before it's quickly snuffed out. The once warm room is now filled with sinister dread. You feel a shiver creep down your spine. Oh, I think this is one of those sleepovers. You feel the room around begin to rumble and shake as the walls begin to crumble and split open. You hold on to Kinger to keep him upright as Pomni's eyes dart around the room. Come on. There has to be... There! Pomni points towards a vent on the other side of the room. She races towards it. Oh, fuck. Oh god. Okay. Rumble. The mounted heads violently clatter together, their mouths chattering as thick vines erupt from behind. The freaky vine creatures gnash teeth hungrily, their vines twisting towards you and Kinger. What the? A thick vine suddenly bursts from out of the fireplace, blocking Pomni's path. You feel Kinger's posture change. You look up and notice his eyes seem more focused. Oh, because the fire went out. He moves in front of you in a protective stance as he grabs something out of the obscured trophy-decorated walls. Get behind me. Kinger holds it up as it glints in the darkness, ready to swing down. It's a machete that poofs into a cloud of pixels as soon as it makes contact with the vines. Oh shit. Why does Kane even have that? There's little time to act. You have to move, but you're unsure where to help first. You decide to... I'm gonna help Pomni... Wait, what do we think, chat? Cause here's my logic. If we help Pomni move the vine, you know, then maybe we can escape along with her. But also, if we can keep the heads distracted long enough, Pomni can maybe get into the vent easier and not be pursued by one of the vines, and then, like, unlock the door from the other side, maybe? Kill it with fire, but it seems the vines were a step ahead of me. Yeah, the fire went out in the fireplace, so no fire to kill with. I'm gonna try entertaining the heads with Kinger. You rush over to Kinger and you two start to wave your hands around like a weird dance, trying to distract the creepy vines. The creepy heads stare confused at you two. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Suddenly you hear a strange laugh in the distance, almost like it's echoing in the back of your mind. You look around, trying to locate it. Snap. Suddenly one of the vines launched on Kinger, trying to chomp down on him. He dodges at the last minute. There must be a way to light the fire again. I need a moment to think. Kinger speeds towards the snuffed-out fireplace when some of the thicker vines had decided to crawl out. You look back at Pomni for a second, about to call for her. The vine wasn't blocking the way to the vent anymore, but Pomni stopped moving. Oh no. Her body language tells you she's in trouble. She starts stumbling around, her hands shooting towards her head while slowly turning around. Her face? Her head? Is she wearing a mask? But her neck, it's not quite right? No, this could not be happening. The snapping sound from before, had that been Kane? Had he replaced Pomni's head with a version of herself as one of the head mounts? Oh fuck. I feel like it might be too late for Pomni. I hate to say it, but I think it might be too late for Pomni. I'm gonna help Kinger. You have the gut feeling that maybe going to Pomni right now might not be the safest choice. See? I love when they acknowledge, like, the reasoning that this would be a good idea to do. You follow Kinger and ask what the plan is.
The switch. It's quite the fancy room. There should be a hidden one. Somewhere here to control the fireplace.
Was that true? Or was he just having too much of an imagination? Why would there be a button to solve the problems? Though they were inside of a game after all. You had almost forgotten. While running behind Kinger to get to the fireplace, you hear something. At first quiet, but then building to a crescendo. You hear the chattering of teeth. You look behind you. The head mounts are slowly but steadily moving towards you and Kinger. Their jaws gnashing like a swarm of hungry piranhas. You have to quickly decide how to act and help the situation. See, if this was me, I would choose this. Because I already know that I'm not winning a fight with these vines. I'm gonna keep looking for the switch. You follow Kinger to the fireplace and you two start looking for the supposed switch, trying to ignore the vine's approach. You do just as Kinger does, feeling around for the bricks, hoping there's a secret button. Vines start wrapping around your ankles, pulling at your body. The mounted heads gnashing and gnawing at the air as they loom over you, trying to snatch a bite. With your hands still on the fireplace chimney, you push one of the stones that seems loose, and suddenly the fire erupts. The sudden blast of heat scorching the thick vines that spread out from the chimney.
You found it!
You hear the vines screech as they begin to singe and then they burn. They turn to ashes, and the rest of the vines retreat. Pomni, who is tumbling closer to you, stops moving. And her ugly face starts melting off, revealing her real face as she gasps for breath. What happened? The mounted heads also begin to melt, the sounds of chattering teeth slowly quieting. Clattering to the floor, there remains. Kinger rushes you both away from the dim light, noticing how his sanity starts slipping away from him again.
We have to keep moving, come on.
You three quickly move towards the vent and leave this wretched place. You three had gotten out of trouble for now, and don't miss a beat leaving the place behind. You all traverse through a dark vent, its interior glitching and unfinished. After a long while, Pomni shouts out at you two, trailing behind. I see a light! Let's see what we find! With a big push of her whole body, she takes the vent grid down and crawls out. Whoa! Oh my god, I love this. It's giving Labyrinth. It's giving MC Escher. And I adore it. You three are standing at the most bizarre space you had seen so far. A strange, unfinished area. Or maybe another of Kane's tricks? A void with so many doors everywhere.
Such a beautifully lit place for my insect collection.
Gonna assume that that's 3 out of 5 done. I'll express interest, hesitantly go for the flow for now. We'll go towards the vent. I'm gonna see, because I'm assuming, fail to make a coherent sentence and instead let out a terrifying shriek. The vent rumbles as the creature roars back. Its eyes glare with even more disdain.
Insolent little thing! You dare raise your tone in front of the royalty? Despicable!
The vent begins to shake and crunch as the creature coils itself around it like a snake. You scramble through as you try to avoid being crushed to death. You dash through the narrowing vent and see a light up ahead. You pick up the pace as you feel jagged polygons digging into your arms. As you approach the light up ahead, you stumble and fall face first into the ground. Luckily, your fall is cushioned by carpet. Angry roars echo from the vents behind you as it collapses in on itself. You look around to find your bearings. You seem... Oh, interesting. Try not to acknowledge them instead. Bump into Pomni. Are you okay? 3. What? We're gonna get through... So I'm trying to think of, like, what the other options were. Like, have to stay with them. Okay, so we're back here. Maybe... Let's ask how they leave. Pomni's face turns into a sad grimace as she looks away. We don't know. We've all been here for a while. Kinger the longest. She fidgets with her hand even more. It seems like she's trying to choose her words carefully. I guess what I'm trying to say is we have to focus on what's happening right now. She takes a deep breath in, then out. She looks up at you with a determined look in her eye. After we fix Kane, then we can focus on getting out. But right now, we have to keep each other safe. You're about to ask them further when suddenly... Wham. Door slams behind you. Flames go out. This happens. I'm gonna go with Pomni this time. You run over to Pomni, and both of you are able to move the heavy vine away, leaving a small opening to the vent. Pomni starts kicking at it to loosen it, but a scream startles you both. Ah! Oh god. You look back to find that Kinger has already been grabbed by one of the heads and is being dragged away while struggling. Kinger! Pomni immediately launches herself and takes Kinger by the robe, trying to pull him back from the deformed rabbit-looking mounted head that is munching on his face. With everything happening so fast, you need to make a decision in your position. Rush over and help them out of the situation. Finish opening the vent for everyone. Open the vent. You hear Pomni and Kinger struggle behind you. Pomni is holding onto Kinger's robe, but it doesn't seem to be doing much. You manage to pull the heavy vine away enough for you to start kicking the entrance of the vent to get it fully open. Finally busts open. You turn around to let them know. Oh shit. It's too late. Pomni and Kinger have been dragged away. The other remaining heads are staring back at you. The one with the raggedy doll head has a toothy grin and launches first, and the creepy crying mask follows behind. You jump inside the vent and crawl as fast as you can, not looking back after hearing the thumping sounds of the heads hitting the wall. Feel bad for leaving the other two behind. They had the key to escape this place, and now all you can do is hope that you'll find a way to rescue them somehow. You don't hear a thing behind you, but you won't take that chance. You'll keep going at a fast pace. Snap. A snapping sound can be heard, and suddenly the vent opens underneath you. You feel yourself falling, surrounded in darkness. Oh no. You open your eyes and find yourself on a soft surface, almost like a big white pillow. You realize with dread you found yourself onto a giant gloved hand, and a big pair of colorful eyes were looking straight at you.
There you are! I told you not to leave, now didn't I?
He scratches his inexistent chin with his other hand, deep in thought.
You are new around here, so I might not be as hard on you.
His giant toothed head suddenly gets closer to you, his big eyes not letting you go.
But you have to learn how to listen. It's dangerous out there without me. Now let's put you somewhere safe for now.
Is it going to be the pocket ending again? Oh wait, Kane dropped you into a giant baby playpen with very childish looking room. He vanishes, leaving you all alone in your soft prison. In the middle of the engulfing silence, you start hearing voices whispering for help from the nearest overgrown potted plant. They sound familiar to you. Oh, so that's ending number 4? What happens if I play the board game, and then make a different choice here somewhere? If there was any other choices I could make here. No, okay, that's what I thought. Calm down and try to accept. He looks ecstatic, clicking his heels together in the air where he was already floating.
Wonderful! I promise you, you'll have a great time here. I gotta show you around. We gotta give you a name.
He stops in place, upper jaw raising. Oh yeah, he's got the hardcore hide and seek. And that still leads me to that. What else could I possibly do for an ending? Because if there's 5 endings, there should be at least one more that I missed. Unless I'm just misremembering or miscounting. Let's really, really insist. Well, no, because I thought I did that, didn't I? I guess it wouldn't hurt to just double check real quick. Yeah, and then he puts me in the pocket. Got it. No, okay. Oh, I'm assuming... Okay. I'm assuming that I have to go to Pomni, when it's clear that I should probably stay away. So let's get all the way back to it. Stay and help, ask about Pomni's key. So we gotta help Kinger. We're gonna help out Pomni. I'm sure this could not possibly go wrong. Pomni's body is still hers, but she seems confused. Touching her new cosmetics, she stumbles a bit, trying to find herself. Could things actually be fine? You reach out to comfort Pomni and make sure she's okay. Her face suddenly wakes up as it senses movement, her shark black eyes darting to your hand with an all-consuming hunger. She starts to jitter and bite the air, almost like a rabid dog, pulling her body forward with force. Chomp. Catching you unaware and shocked at what you were witnessing, Pomni suddenly bites down on you with that horrific head, taking a jagged, cratered bite out of your arm, which starts to glitch. Holy shit. At first, you reel from the pain, disassociating as your vision flickers between your horrific digital wound and the convulsing form of what used to be your new friend Pomni. An itching, crawling sensation quickly moves up your arm, and you feel a sudden stab of splitting agony in your brain. You notice how your own face starts changing, getting bigger and heavier. A sharp jolt of static racks your mind and body. What you feel as your bones begin to move against your will as you become an unwilling marionette of Kane's bidding. Oh shit. No more worries or fears. Just letting your own body follow the instructions given. That does sound nice. No thoughts. Just tee-hee funny little dance.
Pomni? Rookie? What are you?
The last thing you hear is the confused screams of Kinger, whose hands had been feeling around the bricks of the fireplace trying to look for something. Pomni and yourself tear into Kinger with your teeth. Oh shit. It feels like an eternity passes. Only then do the vines take control, dragging you all into the inky darkness of a forest of vines and plants. You feel yourself dangling from the air. You open your eyes to see yourself and the others entangled in vines, unconscious. Both Pomni and Kinger had been transformed into those hideous mount heads and seemed unable to react to the situation.
You have disappointed me. To think, I expected more from you.
The jungle of vines starts shaking and moving. From the shadows, a big and terrifying figure emerges. Is that a giant spider? Oh, fuck! Ah, nope, it's Kane. But his body looks deformed, elongated, menacing. His multiple arms help him crawl his way towards you three.
Now that I've got you all caught up in my web, you are it.
Actually fucking amazing. Oh my god. Wow. Whoa, wow, wow, wow. That was fucking amazing. Wow. So, to my knowledge, that is all there is to this demo. But I am eagerly awaiting the full release, or at least the next update. This was phenomenal. The writing, the art, the sound design, just everything. Everything here was amazing, and that was a nice, short, little, sweet thing to stream. That was only an hour and a half. And honestly, it was a damn good hour and a half. This was fantastic, and I look forward to seeing what else these devs cook up. That being said, bye-bye for now.